Welcome to the Calmer Self podcast. I'm Nadine. Join me to learn how to connect with the calmer version of yourself. I'll share with you my tips and coping strategies for reducing feelings of stress, overwhelm and guilt so that you can live a productive life with ease and joy. And there'll be inspiration from other wellbeing therapists, experts in relaxation and fellow calm crusaders. Well, hello everybody. I am here today with the wonderful Rosita Perez McLaurin, who is a discovery coach and a realtor. Now, in my part of the world, that is an estate agent, but did I say that right, Rosita? Realtor, yes. Is that right? Yeah. Yes. Welcome. It is lovely to talk to you today, and we're going to find out about all that you do, how you help people, and where we can find you. So, first of all, I'd just like to ask you about what your passion is, what your joy is, and what you offer everybody.
So I am a discovery coach and a realtor, and that is such an amazing place to be because I'm able to help people find the path where they want to go. A lot of times, whether it's buying or selling a home or a transition in your life, you have to recalibrate because things change. We change decade, sometimes year by year. So it's important to understand the path you truly want to go and then move forward with it.
Yeah. I really love that actually, because like you say, we change all the time, don't we? So I call my business Calmer Self transformation through relaxation, but we transform all the time, don't we? So that's something that you help people with it and I love that word discovery, because it is a lot of the time, isn't it, about discovering who we are, discovering what we want, how we're going to do it. And that's what you help people with? Is it really sort of digging a bit deep into how we find that?
Yes, so digging deeper and then understanding yourself more. So when you understand yourself, then you can operate in a place of authenticity. Yeah. And then you can continue to move forward. That's the name of my coaching business, is Moving Forward for Life.
I love that, yeah, because it is, isn't it? It's we're always moving, aren't we? We're always going through, and it's how we do that, and the choices we make, isn't it? I'm big on choice and empowerment, so it is you help people do that, do you? And I'm really interested to see how the two work together, because they do, don't they? Which is wonderful. Do you want to explain a little bit about how that came about and how you help people quite naturally? It's something that you love to do.
Yes. So what happens is, as a real estate agent, people will come and they either want to buy a home or they want to sell their home, but they don't know where to go after they sell their home. They don't know if they want to move in state or out of state. They could be in a position of, we're retiring next year, or it's a new buyer that wants to, every time we buy our first home, we want it to be everything we've always wanted. But I work with them, I coach with them to let them understand that right now it's a stepping stone. Let's just get you into a home, and then eventually you'll be able to get into the home you want. But I take them through steps to walk with them and find out what they're looking for, what their power price is, and get them comfortable with that, and then move forward to find the home that they're looking for. So it's a lot of digging and unpacking with them.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it? And like you say, the two go together so well, don't they? Because when we move home, we're making big choices, and it does affect our life massively, doesn't it? So to have someone who does so much more than just finds the property or sells the property, then actually I think that's really valuable, isn't it? So it's lovely that you've put those two together.
And it's very emotional as well, because if you've been in a home for 10, 20 years, that's an emotional thing to kind of break up, if you will.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And times when we're moving home can be emotional too, because there's reasons sometimes, isn't there, why we move. So there's a lot there, isn't it? So that overall help and support that you give people is beautiful, isn't it? That you can actually do that, and that you care enough to even realise that it's something that people need. I think that's quite unique, which is really good actually. I don't know. I do know a few people that do that, and obviously I'm in a different country and we do things in a different way. But it's lovely that you marry those two together. It's really, really beautiful, isn't it? So,
thank you. I love it.
yeah, I can tell you love what you do, which is wonderful. So can I ask you, Rosita, how you, obviously you're very busy, you're doing all this for other people. How do you connect with your calmer self? How do you find moments of calm? How do you perhaps talk us through a typical day, if you like, or what do you do to connect with your calm center so that you're not busy all the time?
Yes, so I changed the connotation of the word busy to productive.
Oh, lovely. Like that.
Yeah. So busy is like this, but productive is like, okay, we've got a direction, we're moving forward. So what I do, my typical day is when I open my eyes, I just thank God that I woke up.
Yes.
Because many
It's,
people don't.
do you know, that's a really
It's
good place to start, isn't it?
yes,
Bit of
yes,
gratitude in the morning. Yeah, lovely.
yes. I actually had a cousin that never woke up,
Oh, yeah.
and he passed away in his sleep. So I'm really grateful to be able to open my eyes and say, okay, thank God I'm up. And then I go, excuse me, I go into prayer, listen to some worship songs, and then I jump out of bed and get going.
Lovely. So you have that moment of calm before you even get out of bed. Is that right? Is that how you do it?
Oh, I have to, yes.
Yeah, I think that's so wonderful, isn't it? Because I mean, I encourage people to do that. Think about, I always say tune into you before you think
Yeah.
about anything else. And you've explained that beautifully. And using prayer and whatever you connect to, your faith and what works for you is
Yeah.
wonderful, isn't it? And it is so important, isn't it? Because sometimes we start our day fussing about everyone else, connecting with everyone else, and we forget about ourselves, don't we? So it's lovely that you've got that. So you have a sort of faith and a belief, do you, that helps you as well and
Yes,
supports you?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell
And
us?
breathing techniques.
Yes, of course. Of course, we breathe. We have to breathe. We did that before we came on, didn't we? Live. We did a bit of
Yes.
breathing. So, but it really helps, doesn't it? So, I mean, you
Yes.
said about prayer. Are there particular prayers that you favour? I mean, you don't necessarily have to tell us what they are if you don't want to. But is there something, some sort of way of thinking that you're tuning into before you start your day?
Well, a lot of times, right, we have that negative speak that goes on in our mind. I mean, we all have that. And so if I'm waking up and I have when I wake up, let me put it like that, and I've got a lot of going on, stuff that needs to be done in the day, then I'll say, okay, Lord, help me to carry through today. Help me to be the best me and be authentic and, be the best that I can be for the people who count on me. And just help me to have confidence that I can do it.
That's lovely, isn't it? Yeah. Just so again, that's something that's really valuable, isn't it? It's asking for help again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
again,
yes.
so many of us are not very comfortable doing if we even remember. So again, you're
Yeah.
starting at that's really important, isn't it, to start your day right? So I
Yes.
love that, asking for help, asking for support, feeling supported. Yeah,
Yes.
that's really wonderful, isn't it? And you've got that deep within you then to carry you through your day. So I really love the sound of that. It's beautiful,
Yeah.
really, really beautiful.
It
So
makes a big difference because sometimes I'll just not do the prayer and
yeah.
meditation and just jump out of bed and I've got A, B, C, D to do by a certain amount of time. And then I notice by mid-morning, I'm exhausted.
Yes, yeah. I think that's the key, isn't it? If you do have, and I like to call it a positive morning routine, if you
Yeah.
have something that you do, ritual, whatever you want to call it, and you miss it, because if I miss mine, then I'm exactly like you. I'm muddling my way through and I'm not really functioning properly. Sometimes I don't know why, and then I remember, oh, that's why. I
Yeah.
missed
Oh,
out
that's what I
something.
forgot.
I missed out something really important. So it just shows you the value, doesn't it? And I think bring you back to what you said before about the difference between busy and productive. If you have actually, it's setting things up, setting your intentions, if you like, isn't it? This is how it's going to be, and
Yeah.
asking for help and getting that support. And then you have that difference. And I love that, the difference between busy and productive. It's quite subtle, isn't it? But it is a
Yeah.
difference. So I really, really love
Huge
that.
difference.
Yeah, it really is. Really very lovely, really good. So we've talked a little bit about what you do and how you help people. Now, I know when we spoke before, you did say that you've just done a workshop, haven't you? Yeah, and I know you're going to plan to do some more. What kinds of things are you offering in your workshops? What kind of subjects are you covering? What things do you help people with? You'd like to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, we just had a workshop called Who You Are is a Gift.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I kind of did a large group coaching, just helping the women understand that they do have gifts, whether it's being able to just give somebody time of making a meal for them or babysitting. You're giving a gift.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
And yeah, and so every month I'm planning to have a free workshop. So the next month is going to be, are you ready for new beginnings?
Brilliant, brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
really valuable. And you say that's a group workshop. Is that an online thing or real life, or how are you running that?
Yes. It is on Zoom, so
Brilliant.
they can register on my website, or you can also go to KS Media Group and find the events on there.
Brilliant. That is wonderful. And you're planning to do them quite regularly, are you? That's really good.
Yes.
And do you also do you work with people one-to-one as well as group
Absolutely.
workshops? Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
One-on-one. I also have a complimentary consultation if you want to see if coaching is right for you. And then I'll be rolling out my my signature program sometime February or March.
Is that for 2022?
2022, can you believe it?
I know it's got a good ring to it, hasn't it? 2022. So you're going to have a signature program. Got any ideas what that's going to be called, or is it going to have your name in it, or is it
I'll
secret?
release it.
Oh, I know, so exciting. Oh, it's going to be wonderful then, isn't it? Because as I say, what you bring together can help so many people. And I would imagine it doesn't have to be people that are moving home. It can be for anybody, can't it? So
anybody. We
yeah.
go through so many stages in life, whether you're newly married, newly divorced, getting married with a blended family. That's a whole different world.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
And or getting a new job. I mean, there's so many transitions that we go through in life that we need to recalibrate and discover ourselves all over again so we can productively and intentionally move forward.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way of putting it, isn't it? Yeah. Productively and intentionally.
Yes.
I'm gonna hold on to that. That's a really lovely way of putting it, actually. It's so good. Now, you mentioned there about women. Is it women that you mostly work with, or are you exclusive to women? Are there men that you work with as well, or is it mostly women?
Well, if it's real estate, then it's a couple or it's male. Predominantly, I coach women.
Yeah.
That's my focus.
Yeah, and I think it is quite often, you know, in my experience, it's the women that come forward more often, and like we said earlier, ask for help. They're more comfortable with that, aren't they? More used to that. So, but you will work with men as well, though.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. We need to be inclusive, don't we? So that is lovely. It is lovely. Now you have
to share the wealth.
Well, exactly, because there might be some men listening, and they'll actually go, "Oh, well, what about me?" And they just to know that you would, you know, you obviously would consider them too, and you can help them too, which is wonderful. So you've given us lots of information there, and it's lovely to hear what you do and how much you enjoy it.
Thank you.
Could we pick out something from what you've said quite a lot already, actually, but could you perhaps share some words of wisdom for everybody that they can take away from this? Maybe a little phrase or just one word or something that you can share with everybody so that they can go, oh, that's what Rosita told me. Brilliant.
Yeah, so on my website, I have Moving Forward for Life, and it's to help people live intentionally free every day. That's what life stands for. Live intentionally free every day.
Clever. I like that.
Yeah. So you could just say, I want to live life. Life means live intentionally free every day.
Every day. Oh, I do like that. And that in itself is quite a powerful statement, isn't it? So actually, if we're saying that to ourselves every day, then that is, this is exactly how we want to do it, and we can do it, can't we? So that is
absolutely
very empowering. I do love that. I really love that. Now, you mentioned earlier the KS Media Group app that you and I are both featured in, which is wonderful, isn't it? So everyone can go to that and find out all that Rosita does, and all the upcoming events and everything are on there, aren't they? And there's lots of other wonderful influencers, health and wellbeing practitioners, all kinds of coaches are on there as well, aren't they? So that is one place for people to go. You can download that from the Google Play Store and the what's the other one? Because I'm not. It's the App Store. It's the Apple Store, isn't it? You can tell I'm not on that one, can't you?
Yeah, me neither.
There you go. But you can get it in either place, can't you? But I'm sure people will want to find out a bit more about you and connect with you, Rosita. So how else can we find you? Can you explain if you've got a website, if you can tell us what that is, anywhere else we can find you?
So my website is movingforwardforlife.com. That will be, and all my contact information is in there. My email is rosita@movingforwardforlife.com. And my phone number is in California, 619-665-9086.
Brilliant, brilliant. And I know you're on social media, you're on Facebook and LinkedIn, aren't you? Are you
Oh,
Instagram as well? I think you are, aren't you? Instagram
I'm
as well.
everywhere.
Everywhere. So people can find you and connect, and I'm sure they'll remember
Yes.
that beautiful name, won't they? So
Yes.
that is wonderful. So I'm really, really been so pleased talking to you and finding out a bit more about what you do. So thank you very much for your time
Thank you,
today
Nadine.
in your
I appreciate
busy
it.
day. Thank you very much. It's been wonderful.
Thank you, Nadine.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the Calmer Self podcast. Please rate and review. And if you want support, advice, accountability and inspiration to make the changes you need to manage your stress and live your life with ease and joy, check out the Calmer Self Facebook page. There's also more information on LinkedIn, Nadine award-winning changemaker, and please visit my website www.calmerself.co.uk.